in addition to other stuff. So let's go. Today is Wednesday, 15th of October. And today the market's been up and down. We opened up nicely, almost 1%. Then we were negative for a little bit. Now we're back up again. I don't think the market can make up its mind. Uh, by the way, if you're new, I'm Alan. I'm here with Matt, my partner in crime. And this is the Option Genius Show, where we talk about the markets and selling options and how to make a little bit of extra cash flow and spending money. um, SPX today is right now up 0.2%. The rut's up 0.5%. Oil's down 0.5%. Dollar's down 0.25%. NASDAQ is up 0.5%. Dow is flat, basically. Gold is up 1.5%. And the VIX is at 21. Bitcoin, big sell off. Right now it's at 111,000 after getting a high of what, 125 something.
That's about
So
right.
that thing sold off. Uh, but yeah, weird movements today. VIX is the thing to talk about, right? The volatility is here. It came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
One tweet by Mr. Trump, and boom,
Well, it's been
volatility
steadily
back.
increasing. It's been steadily increasing, and then it just shot up for sure.
So yeah, man, boom. Um, and that has actually worked out really well for our friend, the market power slash Phoenix.
I know they both been ripping.
They've both been doing amazing.
I
Not
know.
ripping there. Oh, Mark, so Phoenix, 5 days last week, all winners. Really
Mhm.
nice, right? On Friday, um, you missed it, but we did have a lotto ticket hit. And Mike Luttrell, he said I mean, he's paper trading, so he would have made $5,000 on the lottery ticket, which is not
And
bad for a day, you know?
I'll say, and Janet hit it. Janet in her group. Yeah,
Janet,
she
yeah,
hit it as
she
well.
wrote it. She wrote in and she
Yeah.
because I congratulated Matt in the group and I'm like, hey, sorry, Mike, and I'm like, hey, Mike, did awesome, congratulations, shout out to Mike, he made of 5 grand, and then Janet's like, well, I
I
made
did
six
a
grand.
So what about that?
I was like, wow, this is insane. So I mean, on an investment of like, $200, you make 5 grand or 6 grand. Um, you don't need too many of those to do pretty good because especially when the Phoenix itself works, right? And then on top of that, you add every now and then you add one of these lottery ticket winners. It's crazy. So you had a lottery ticket winner today.
I did today. I say it's not like a 5 grand. It could have been much better, but
Yep.
I'm quite happy with it.
Yep.
So yeah,
What was
made
it?
about
Seven
730 overall
seven
on the
thirty? Okay.
yep. So I'm happy
Yep.
with that. But it was a little bit, it was bummer that it just kind of exploded up. So I could have got a lot more. So I should have stayed in a little
You
bit
could have
longer.
got, a few hundred more, a couple hundred more, maybe. Um, and then we took a look at it right before the call, and we actually came up with a new rule for the Phoenix program that and if we had used that rule, I'm not going to share it here because this is free in YouTube. I'm only going to share it in the group. Sorry, but if we had used that rule, we would have made another few hundred bucks later on in the day. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, that's exciting because I hadn't. That is something that in my testing I never did, you know.
right.
And so, um, as we're doing this live trading, it's we're finding new little niches and whatnot to actually improve it. So that's
That's what I find
exciting.
really interesting, right? And fun because you find all these little nuances, right? That you can accentuate the trade. So,
Hmm. Yep, it's exciting. It's awesome. It's like, yeah, baby. Um, and so that's one. And then we did have two market power winners in a row, 2 days, Monday, Tuesday. Boom, boom. So that was good. So yeah, market power is firing on all cylinders. Market power itself, the signal, 20 wins in a row. And now are Phoenix, which is a strategy that also uses the market power signal. So it's all in the same program. And you can join that in the link in the video. If you're interested, you can learn more um, and check out the performance and whatnot. But yeah, market power, 20 wins in a row at, an average of over 5% per win. That's over 100%. And we still got a couple months, 2.5 months left in the year. So,
Right.
um, not bad, not bad. I enjoy finding strategies and then having them work. It's fun
Absolutely.
when they work. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
tedious work when you come up with something, but yeah,
I
when they
mean, it's
work.
fun. It is really fun. I really enjoy finding the gray parts of the trade and seeing what works, what doesn't.
Hmm. Yeah, but it's crazy because it takes so long. You're back testing or you're paper trading or that is if you're doing it manually, it's a tedious amount of time, but that's the best way I think to do it. And then when you start doing it live, then it's like, okay, I want to do 20 trades. Nope, you can only do one at a time. So it takes a while. But yeah, that's trading. And the cool thing is that, we have time. And this is a trade that you do every single day. Either you get a market power signal and you do the market power trade, or you don't get a signal and you do the Phoenix because they work off each other, right? So, um, yeah, I think we got something cool here. Uh,
I agree.
and,
Today's a perfect example. We could have had a market power day. It's since we don't have one at the moment, but we'll be able to do the Phoenix.
mhm.
There we go.
Yep, 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 yep. Um, did you know, Matt, that you can now buy stuff on ChatGPT?
I do through Walmart,
Not only Walmart, there's other ones too.
Shopify.
Etsy, Shopify. And so this was announced by OpenAI, I think a week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember exactly when, but at that time, yeah, Etsy and Shopify both took off. Now, Etsy is like a marketplace, right? Where people are there and they're selling their own goods and homemade stuff, and mostly it's like arts and crafty stuff. Shopify is kind of like a shopping cart software. So there are hundreds of thousands of customers of Shopify that sell all kinds of stuff, e-commerce stuff and supplements and coaching and whatever. They all, they use Shopify for a lot of things. And so you can buy any of that now on um, ChatGPT. And over 10% of the people in the world now use ChatGPT to search instead of Google, instead of anything else. So ChatGPT is coming on really strong. Now,
For sure.
and they're going to take a piece out of every transaction. So uh, that's really really smart. Um, and Walmart came out yesterday, right? And Walmart said, "Hey, we're
Well,
just
yeah,
signed
just
up
just
with ChatGPT."
just look at the chart. It just went
Hmm.
boom.
Yep. Walmart. I was looking at the chart and I was like, "Oh man, is this a threshold stock?" I was looking at it and I was like, "Oh no, it crossed the threshold. It crossed 100 for the first time back in February." And so far it has not hit the profit target. So it's been a few months for Walmart. If you take a look at the chart, it went up and then it didn't came back down. Um, but now, thanks to this move, made a high of 109 today. So it's probably going to hit that profit target finally, but it will hit it.
Yeah, it may be a little
Uh,
slow, but it will. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, that's what Walmart is, right? Walmart is a slow gainer, a slow mover. So, it's a perfect, what I call a passive trading stock because has a moat. It's, one of the ones that Warren Buffett would probably love to own.
Mhm.
Um, and you can easily make really good returns with your options. And you probably will make more with your options trading on Walmart than just than by owning the stock, even though it has made, it's up almost 10, 12% or more than that this year. With the options, you would have made a lot more. Um,
It's definitely one to watch. They are very forward thinking on with technology, I would say. And
they have become, yes, I think they
yeah,
were
they really
forced
have.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're the leader in that space. So it's pretty interesting.
Yep. And I do believe that in my book, the passive trading book, ta-da, it's right here. There was an example of a trade with naked puts that were done on Walmart for the whole year, and I actually made more money on the naked puts than on the stock itself.
I
Like
know
on
that's crazy. People are like, how do you do that?
Yeah, how do you make more money on the stock than the stock is up? So, um, that that book link is also in the description. If you want to get the book, you can actually get it. I think we do it. I think we're still doing it for free. If you play shipping and handling. I don't know how
Just
long that's gonna last, but yeah. So that's there. Um, and then the other thing, today I wanted to talk about. So you remember, and I think you love this taco trade, right? What does that stand for? Taco?
Trump always chickens out.
Okay, so like, what does that mean?
Well, he bluffs. He says he's going to do, let's say, for example, a trade deal, or he's going to threaten a tariff, and then he immediately takes it off, or he lessens the tariff. So he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to 100% on this," and then a week goes by, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't mean that. We'll just do like 20% or 25% in general." So it tends to really move whatever trade you're doing drastically, depending on what that tariff's on.
Right. So that's kind of what happened in April when we had the tariff tantrum, where the market, he came out and said, "I'm going to do all these tariffs," and the market just sold off. And then after that, he kind of backed off, and then the market just jumped back up again.
But
Um,
in April, I really think it was over, everything, right? And now it's kind of like pieced in
mhm.
a way, right? It's still
So,
there, but it's like it's less in my mind.
yeah, certain countries, certain reasons, certain this, certain that. And so, yeah, the taco trade has kind of, it has worked a little bit. Now, again, as we speak now, there is more talk, and that's why we have the volatility of discussions or, negotiations or fighting. I don't know whatever the word you want to use with China. And so, I'm not sure the taco might work this one. I don't know. I don't know if taco's going to work this time um, with China. But they're supposed to meet soon, and hopefully they do get things straightened out.
That's at the
Uh,
end of the month. That's a couple of weeks.
right.
So
Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't get canceled. That would send the market down
for
considerably
sure,
if it
for
doesn't get
sure.
canceled. And hopefully things are quiet until then.
And maybe the government will open by then, maybe.
Maybe the government will
We'll
open.
see.
You know. And so we will have a Fed meeting before then. And Mr. Powell came out yesterday and pretty much hinted, that hey, he's leaning towards two cuts, one in October, one in December. So that's really nice. That'll uh, help my thesis that that we rally into the year end. So that'll be good for me, at least. Not for
I
shorts,
think
but good for
most
me.
I think most money managers agree with you on
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, except the people that are like, oh, this market is too expensive. Okay. But, it is what it is. We've had the banks come out and say, give their earnings the last couple of days, yesterday and today,
they're
and
doing very
they're
well. They're
doing
doing
really
very
well.
well. Yeah.
There's some things to be concerned about. Loan defaults are increasing in some sectors, but overall, they're saying the commodity or the consumer is very strong. Um, Profits are up for them. They're doing well in lending. They're doing well in trading. So they're happy. They're rosy. And interest rates have actually been decreasing. Um, so that's also a good sign for the consumer.
For sure.
Uh, Now, the title of this week's or today's episode is the Trump trade, but not taco. So what does that mean? Well, I was thinking about it, and we did an episode way back. Way back. We only started a couple months ago, but
It wasn't that way back.
so started episode, and that was when Trump and the administration were dealing with Intel. And so if you remember, the Biden administration had the CHIPS Act, and they decided, oh, we're going to give this $40 billion to Intel because we need a company in the United States to make these high fancy chips and not just, Taiwan Semi over in Taiwan in case we lose Taiwan. They gave them 10 billion of that, and then they didn't give them the other 30 billion for whatever reason. But now Trump's in charge, and he's like, we'll give you the 30 billion, but we want 10% of the company. And Intel was like, okay, we don't have a choice here. So
Right,
sure.
really, what choice is there?
So that was the day, the Intel kind of spiked up. And at that day here, let me tell you what it was trading at. Let me check it out. Intel was trading somewhere right around 22, $23 a share, even $24. And so I went through it and we talked about it and I said, this is a good opportunity in case you want to get into Intel. This is the floor. They're not going to fail. This company is going to, I mean, they're not doing well as a company, but as a stock, now that you have a partner the government.
The U.S. government?
Um, you're,
It's like,
they're going to keep pumping money into it if they have to, and they're going to buy. They're a customer if they have to. So you have everything built in. Since then, the stock today is at 37, hit a high of almost $40, and so we're looking at close to a double already, and that was in August, sometime in August. So, I came out and said this is going to be a 10 bagger, meaning this one's going to go up 10 times. And it's almost gone up one time already, and it's only been a couple months. So that got me thinking. And, after that, the government got in this tiff with China, and they said that, okay, you know what? We need to figure out something with these rare earths. These metals are very important. We can't make our little drone machines and our little planes and our trains and all this stuff. We can't make all our fancy toys without these metals. And China is like, well, maybe we don't sell you any metals. How about that? Right? Uh, and so I don't know why they don't play the game that Russia's playing, Like America said, oh, nobody can buy Russian oil. So Russia's like, okay, we'll just send it to somewhere else and then they'll sell it to you. So everybody's like going around the sanctions. I don't know why America can't do that with the rare earths, but whatever. Uh, and so since then, America has been buying pieces of rare earth mining companies, right?
uh,
So I actually made a watch list. And so the Trump trade that I'm discussing or coming up with or whatever is that the companies that the administration buys or takes a piece of are could be very excellent trades. And so if the company or the country, the American government, takes a piece of a company, then we should be trading right alongside the government and buying shares or options on that company because it's going to appreciate and go up. So that is my Trump trade. And for proof, um, oops, let me show you my screen, but I haven't set it up yet. So give me a second here.
I like it.
Sure.
It's a little bit of a playbook. It's just beginning.
Yeah, because they Bassett came out today, right? And he announced that they are going to be doing more. They're going to be buying more companies. They're going to be in other industries, not just the earths. And they are going to go further and they are going to set a floor in pricing, meaning that let's say, let's say, I don't know, they buy a coal company. Well, okay, if you want to sell coal, it has to be at a minimum of, $5 a ton or whatever. And so they're going to set a floor. And now that is great for profits for these companies. Um, Not good for the buyers, but it's great. And it's not exactly capitalism at its best, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So we play the market that we have, and then
What we have to do. It's
yes,
no
yes,
no alternative.
yeah. Um, and so okay, and let me share more Zoom. Let me share my screen, and I will show you what we have going on. Whoops, wrong one. And so there are a handful of names that they have already bought. All right. So I have here, I have MP. So this is MP, um, MP Materials. So that's a rare earth company. They bought this back in July the 10th. Stock was trading at around 30 bucks. Currently, the stock is at $89. So
And where did you
30.
go to find them where they bought it?
Had to do some digging, had to do some research
Yeah.
based on when the announcements came out, what the price was trading, did some research into any press releases that were you know, distributed at the time, and then some guesswork. So it was somewhere around there. Now they could have bought it lower, maybe, if they got a deal, or they could have bought it a little bit higher. I'm not sure, but the stock was trading around 30 bucks. So if we had gotten in, right, the stock was trading around 30, and as soon as the announcement came out, the stock jumped up to 45. So even if you bought it at 45, you're still sitting at close to a double. And that was in July. So that's the first one. The second one, we already looked at Intel. But yeah, it hit 100, right? It hit 100 yesterday. Sold off today, but yeah, yesterday it was at 100 bucks. So pretty good return right there, right?
Absolutely.
Then the next one we have is LAC, which is Lithium Americas Corporation. And this one they bought October the 1st. Stock was roughly around five and a half, let's say six. And today it had a high yesterday of $10, or today it had a high of $10.50.
Hmm.
So, what is that? 40, let's say $4. That's I'm not good at math, but 4 divided by 6, whatever
You say a
that
very
is.
nice return.
4 divided by 6 is 66% return
Yes. I can be
in
quite happy with
two
that.
weeks. In 2 weeks. And that's if you bought the stock. If you had bought a long option, which was probably smarter, right? So you don't risk as much money, you would probably at least have doubled your money by now. Um, so that one was one. And the Trump trade I'm talking about is like maybe you hold on to these, right? So we don't. It's not just we're not just looking for a quick double. We're looking for multiples. You know, 3x,
Yeah, and
5x,
you see
10x.
how it plays out. I can continue to be more.
Yep. And then the next one they have is TMQ, which is Trilogy Metals. This one was on the 2nd of October. This is also a metals company. This one was trading at $2.25. Um, Yesterday it hit a high of 11. Today it's a little bit down, but it's still at 8. So from 2 to 8 in 2 weeks.
I'm having a hard time seeing where the government bought it. It's just like it's just straight up.
Oh no, this is my
Oh,
line. This is my
that's
line.
your line. Okay. I was
I
like,
drew this.
where is it? Okay.
Yeah, no, this is my line, so I know in the future that this is where they got in.
Okay. I was looking
So
at it differently. Okay, thank you.
yeah, so it was trading here, then it went a few days, and then it popped up here.
Okay.
So, um, but yeah, this is from what my research told me, that this is when they got in, and then
Perfect.
it was roughly about $2 a share, somewhere around there.
All
So,
right.
so we got four names on the Trump trade, and all of them have done. I mean, this one $2 to $8. Even if we after the announcement, it settled at $6, 6.30. So yeah, you would have made already yesterday. You would have made at least $5, so almost 100% yesterday. And then
So this watch list could be expanded, right? Who knows?
yeah, so we're gonna keep
If they add
watching
this,
it.
right? Of
We're
course.
gonna we're gonna keep watching it because they say, hey, we're coming out. We're gonna be buying more stuff. And so as they buy more stuff, we'll put it on the list and we'll keep watching it. Um, And so there should be, if I was in the ETF game, I would be like, this is the follow along with the Trump ETF. But we can make our own, right? We could,
Right.
uh, putting some of these are very, very cheap. So let's say you put $500 into each one of these and let it ride, or $500 in an option that doesn't expire for 6 months, right? A leap option or something. I don't know how cheap they are, but um, like Intel will be a little bit more. But these MP now is trading at 88, but that is um, the highest one. LAC is at $9, and now TMQ Trilogy is at 8. So you could buy options pretty cheaply for maybe a year out and just hold on to it.
I like the idea. I really do. I think it's, you might have to
So
patent that little trade you got going on here. I like this.
uh yeah, so I mean it's just looking at the news, looking at stuff, and
Recognizing trends, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
And it's cool. It's good that I guess the people that watch this, not too many people watch it. So the people who watch it are gonna make, hopefully they'll make some money, and
Don't
then
watch it yet.
the people that are not, you get left out. So,
Yep, that's
but
right.
yeah, then we'll have a thing like, oh yeah, if you had followed us when we recommended Intel, you would have made 100%. Oh, when we
You would have been
recommended.
an early mover. That's what it's all about, right? So,
Yep. So that's the crazy part, and it just makes sense, right? Um, and they're coming out and they're telegraphing it. They're like, "Hey, we're going to
yeah,
buy more companies."
this is not a gamble. This is like this is seeing something. It's I like it. I really do.
Yeah, because even you go to CNBC today and it's right on the homepage, right? Uh, Trump administration will set price floors across a range of industries to combat China, says Bessett.
There it is.
Now, he didn't say exactly which industries, but there's, people are thinking about it, and you can take this a step further if you're a gambler, and you can say, okay, they bought these companies. What do these companies have in common? What other companies might they buy?
Right. And then go.
And then you go into them. And some of those companies have already jumped because of this. I don't know if you actually need to take that gamble. You just wait. You're gonna miss. Like once like let's say they come out with XYZ, we're buying XYZ, and the thing is gonna shoot up. Okay, so you missed that initial jump, which is probably going to be 100, 200% jump. So yeah,
Well,
you're
yeah.
you're going to miss a bunch. But then you get in and then you ride it higher. So
Yeah. Point is, you
uh
haven't missed the whole move, right? You missed the initial part of the move.
yeah, so that takes away all the guessing, takes away all the work, takes away all the time to figure it out or and try to predict, oh, what are these guys going to do? Because they're not predictable in some
Yeah.
sense. And so it's yeah,
I always
I think
wonder how far in advance these companies are aware of their intentions. Yeah, it makes
they
you wonder.
are they're in talks,
Right.
there is a company called um USA Metals. I forgot what it was. USA Rare Earth. So this is also a metal company, and the CEO, once all these news events came out, the media went to the CEO of all the other companies, like, all right, what are, and it's like, oh, have you been talking to the administration? And
No,
the CEO of this company said, well, yeah, we've been talking. So
we always have
yeah,
discussions.
yeah, of course, they're my best friend. I have them on my cell phone, the speed dial. But yeah, so she was one that said, yeah, we have been talking, and so that share or that stock jumped. Um, who knows if it happens? If it doesn't happen, the stock is going to tank again, right? If it doesn't go through, they'll give it a few time, and then, but so that could be done. But otherwise, just wait till the news comes out and then hold it and ride it higher. Um, so there's a lot less stress that way. But yeah, that is the new taco, or not the taco, but the new Trump trade. X taco,
I
no
think it
taco.
should be the Allen trade.
Nah, it's the Trump trade. You get more clicks if it says Trump trade. The Allen trade. Like, who the
True.
hell is Allen? We're all about, yeah, we're all about the clicks here.
Most people are, that's for sure.
We're attention whores.
Yep. I don't know what to say about that. Sure. Got me.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Well,
Oh man. Okay. Um, all right. And so yeah, the other thing is that we have the club is coming along nicely. I wanted to give an update on that. Um, Originally we were going to have 100 people in the club. And you haven't told you this. We were originally going to have 100 people in the club. Yesterday I decided to scale it back. I was like, this is a new thing. It's a whole new setup, a whole new technology, new software vendor. Let's not go too big or right away. So I scaled it back and said, okay, we're only going to allow 30 people in the club originally. And they're going to get, the best price, and they're going to get hand holding, and they're going to get like personal attention. And we're going to really make sure that um, they achieve their goals, right? It's like that's the whole reason behind it. So we're going to work with them, and they'll kick the tires of the club. And if there's anything that needs to be improved, we'll get their feedback, and then we'll improve it. And then at that time, we'll be like, okay, I think we're ready now to invite more people, and then we'll invite people in small batches instead of just saying, oh, it's open, everybody come. You know,
right.
so we want to make sure that it's really top notch. And so we have a waiting list. And I think right now we already have over 60 people on the waiting list. Um, and we're only got 30 spots, and we haven't even told everybody. Like people today were like, "Wait a minute, what? There's a waiting list? Oh,
I
I need
know.
I need to get on the list." I was like, "Oh, yeah, sorry."
In
um,
time, in time.
yeah, but the people who watch this show, they know there's a waiting list. I think. Well, if they don't know, they should. But
The
yeah, so
benefit, like I said, to early movers.
yeah,
We
yeah.
are.
So I know that when we did Market Power originally, we did it in a similar format, right? Where the whole program was not completely built out yet, but we let in about 30 people.
Sure.
I think it's 30, 35 people.
Mhm.
And we worked with them hand in hand, and they were very, very happy. You know, definitely they made really good money in that time span, and they worked with you personally one on one. They worked with me personally. I mean, we were there teaching live, answering all their questions. There was nothing was recorded. It's like everything was there
Right. Yeah,
live.
it was great.
We were building it out with them, taking their feedback, and we made it better for when we finally launched the program. So that one was different. That one we couldn't have had more people, right? Because we were just launching it and we didn't even have anything built. Then we built the whole thing, and then the software guy was like, "Okay, you cannot have more than I think it was like 70 people at a time." I'm like, "What?"
Like, what?
No, then he built it out more, and then now we can have more. So now it's open. But in the beginning, we didn't have a choice. This one, we're choosing to have less because we want to make sure that the program is good. So anybody watching, if you want to be on the watch list, you can put a comment in the YouTube video. You can email us help@optiongenius.com. You can reach out to either one of us on Facebook, or in the groups or whatever, and we will put you on the list. Doesn't guarantee you a spot, but we've already had a couple of spots taken, and there are a couple of people that are contacting me every day. They're like, "Hey, can I get a spot? Can I get a spot? Can I get a spot?" So I was like, "Oh, okay, fine." The two people we have so far, um, they've gotten in, and so we have 28 left. Um, and there was one guy today. We did make a offer, or we put it out there, and we said, hey, you know what? If anybody has bought the book Passive Trading, we actually need videos of people sharing their experience. Like, how's the book? What do you think? We need a video review, right? So we asked people, hey, if you can make a review, that'd be great. And certain people did. And so one fellow, he he contacted me and he's like, yes, I would love to do a video for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Here's just three questions. Take out your phone and just answer them and send it to us. No big deal. It'll take a couple minutes. He hasn't done it yet, but he has been on me and he's like, I need to join the club. I need to join the club. I'm like,
And you're
okay, dude. Yeah. So today I
like,
was like, okay,
here's your
you,
opportunity.
yes, I told him today, I was like, dude, you get me that video you promised me and I'll get you the link. Okay. So I'll go make that offer to anybody else out there. Okay. You get me a video, passive trading, let me know, your review, send a video review of the book and I'll get you a link. We'll get you in the club. So
Three questions. That's all you gotta do.
I mean, even if you don't know the questions, just make a review. Tell me what you thought about the book and how it helped you. And, did you make any money off of it? And would you recommend it to anybody? That's it. Very simple. Not a big deal. Cool. So, let's go ahead. Let's switch over to SmackDown, see how we're doing there, because there's been a lot of movement in the last few days.
That's for sure. Let's see. Here we go. And I will note that I make these adjustments at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So they may be quite different from one.
From right now.
Well, the market changed right after one. Let's see
That's
here.
okay. We still got another 16 days left in the month.
All right. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, we can.
All right, here we
All
go.
right. So Connor Mays is still in the positive. Open door, negative 12%.
Well,
Taiwan Semi's down. Merck is down. Intel is down. Geos. I think that's one of those rare earth companies. Up 15. That looks like, no, that's not the one in the lead. Palantir's flat. GDX is up 5. That probably has gone up since 1 o'clock, I think.
yeah,
Um,
it was quite a move right after one. So
Yeah, Icon Q, that one has been in the news a lot lately. That's one of those meme-ish stocks. Lucid's down 10. BMNR, which is
that's crypto.
that
So
Ethereum holder coin. Hood's down 10%. Ike's. And then the leader is AG. I don't even know what that is. AG.
that was a minor, I think.
It might be a gold miner.
Yeah. Hmm.
No, silver miner. First Majestic
Minor.
Silver. So yeah, that thing is up 6% just today, AG. And silver continues to rip higher, as does gold.
And then you got our
We
first
got
winner
our
at the
first
bottom.
winner coming in at Tesla with a 2% gain. I think the momentum behind Tesla is cooled off. It was moving higher last month, but I think it was because that EV tax credit was going away. And they had also come out with some new models and whatnot, but I don't think going forward, Tesla's going to be much of a mover or not of a explosive enough mover. Um, but yeah, I mean, if anybody had picked one of these Trump trades, they would have. There is one, right? Intel. Somebody does have Intel, but any of the other ones. So if you want to win the SmackDown, wait till the administration buys the next company and then just pick that one. Pick that one in the next SmackDown.
Sometimes it is just as simple as that.
What's the momentum doing? Okay, follow the momentum. There's this group of traders called the Turtles. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
The Turtle Traders are very famous. They made a ton of money back in the day, 70s and 80s, and they were futures traders. And it was very simple. You find a commodity that's going up, and you buy it, and you hold on, and you follow the momentum.
Alan, you know who has the best portfolios if you look at them? Do you have any idea?
The best portfolios.
Overall,
I have no idea.
dead people, because they just hold it all along. You don't mess with it. It's very simple. They buy and hold it, and they just beat everybody. So
Okay.
let there be a lesson there.
Oh, geez. A little Halloween humor.
Hey,
There we go. I thought it was gonna be like a trick question or
no.
something. It turned out to be a joke.
It's true if you go back and look at it.
Boom. Yeah.
All you gotta do,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Sometimes you hear those stories, that, oh, this little guy, he worked at the post office for like 70 years and he died with like $50 million.
$6.5 million and he made 25. But
Yep. You buy
there
and
is a
hold.
nugget of wisdom in there too.
If you get lucky, yeah. You buy the wrong thing. You buy what was that? Enron? No, no.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be, you can't just buy something and just hope it just goes up for
Mm,
sure.
yeah. But for now, this stuff is working. I mean, we looked at the miners are definitely still working. Energy stocks, energy companies, they're still doing really well. AI, I do think AI is now in a bubble. I don't know when it's
Dude,
gonna pop. I don't know when it's gonna pop, but I think it's just like if you look at all the deals that they're doing, it's just a bunch of incest. It's like, oh, Nvidia bought a piece of this AI company, and then this AI company bought a piece of Nvidia, and then Microsoft bought a piece of this company, and Oracle bought a piece of Microsoft, and they're all like, just like moving around in circles, and it just goes, the money's just flowing back and forth and back and forth, and
so it's like company incest.
psh, it's like investing incest. Uh, maybe that should have been the name of this episode. Investing
Company
incest.
incest.
Don't get caught with your pants down. Oh, Billy. But so, but we'll see how it goes. There was a new book that just came out, 1929. Um, one of the guys at CNBC, he wrote it. And so I was watching his interview yesterday, and he's like, I was writing this book. It took me 8 years to write this book. And at the time I was writing it, when I was starting it, the first several years, I had no idea about AI was coming. I had no idea Trump was going to be the president. I had no idea any of this stuff was going to happen. But now that the book came out, the parallels between 1929 and today, he talks about it in the book. So I guess he added like a couple chapters at the end, and he's
Yeah,
like, "Look at this compared to this. Look at this.
updated
Look at this.
version.
Look at this. Look at this." And he's like, "Yeah." So, he one of the people that he had interviewed was saying that, yeah, this is like what's going on now is like um, October of 1999, when we had the dot-com
For sure.
bust,
Yeah.
right? So he goes, okay, October 1999, hell, the market went up another 40% from there. So it's like, okay, we're not at the end. Even if that guy's right, whoever he interviewed, but it was some hedge fund guy, we still got another 40% to go. So who knows when this is going to end? And then you take a look at, okay, Fed is cutting rates. Trump's going to put in a new guy in May. They're already talking about, okay, how much are we going to drop rates next year? Um,
Great earnings
so,
for the banks.
mhm,
It could have a lot more to run for sure.
yeah. So, we will stay safe. Keep an eye on the trigger, keep an eye on the mouse. And we see things turning around because one of the things I've noticed is that, markets, when they drop, they don't just drop like out of nowhere. There's not one major drop in history where the market was going up and up and up, and then it just went straight down. Even if you look at COVID, that's not what happened. If you look at the dot com, if you look at 29, if you look at the financial crisis, in any of those, the market did not just go up, 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 and then like a roller
All at
coaster, it
once.
just turned around and go straight down. That's never happened. What happens is that they're going up, and then volatility picks up because they drop, but they drop a little bit. It might be like a 5% drop or a 6% drop. They drop a little bit.
Right.
And then
Everyone's like, kind of, where did this come from? Or,
right. It's like, oh my God, oh my
oh,
God, is this the end? It's the end. And then they
yeah.
get scared, and then the volatility spikes, VIX goes up, and then the market goes sideways. Or it might even go up a little bit more. It just might start to rally because there's a lot of buy the dippers. And you got to get all those dipper buyers out. And so then the market just, rallies or stays stagnant for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month or two, and then bad news starts coming out, and then that's when the market turns over and comes down.
Yeah.
So you
I
always
liken it
have,
to an earthquake, right? You get a bunch of tremors before the big drop. So it's like, a series of several drops, and then you get the big actual
mhm.
earthquake, right? So it's kind of similar.
Yeah, I've never been in an earthquake, so I don't know.
Lucky
But
you.
yeah, hurricanes are my thing. Direct hits on several Category 5 hurricanes, but
I can
never,
speak
never an
to
earthquake.
it. I don't know. Would you rather have a hurricane or an earthquake?
I think the earthquake would be cooler because you don't know. All of a sudden, you're like shaking, like
I don't like
whoa.
the idea. I don't like the idea of being in an enclosed space with, let's say you're in an office building and you have all these floors, and it's not good. At least,
Yeah,
at least I can. You
but then
have
it's
notice.
over. It's over
You
in
have
like five
notice though
minutes.
with a hurricane, you can get out of there.
Yeah, I guess, but it lasts longer. You know.
Okay, I could.
So that is pros and cons. Whatever. Both of them are bad.
Another conversation.
Stay away from both.
Try to.
Sweet. Cool beans. All right. So on Friday we'll update again the SmackDown and we'll see what's going on. But for now, markets are kind of steady. So we'll see what happens and we'll see how everything goes.
All right.